morning and welcome back to a new day. Time for us to talk health, and we have to tell you that the health segment is brought to you by Lipton Tea, inspiration flowing from nature. I have to apologize for that video there. After all, first thing they said was shut up Benny. Not accepting that at all. And secondly, about the comments about being homosexual, that's another thing altogether. But we have with us this morning, helping Amma and myself discuss this particular subject, Dr. Ankobia. Good morning, Doc.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
Regularly becoming one of our experts when it comes to certain issues.
I'm waiting for my letter of appointment.
yes, and the hamper.
On the way.
Doc, we just saw from the video, I mean, one of the main things that popped out there was heart attack energy drink. And that's the subject today. We're trying to find out what kind of effects energy drinks do have on the human heart. First off, energy drinks, good or bad?
Emotional question. I mean, some of these topics when I'm a parent, I'm a grandparent, and on one side I love for my children and my grandchildren not to drink it. On the other side, I'm a scientist, and really to tell you good or bad, I have to get the science into it.
Go ahead, Doc.
So the science into it is that, yes, we all know that energy drinks is mostly composed of lots of caffeine, sugar, vitamins, herbs like ginkgo biloba and so on. And the bad part about it is if you know any side effect of caffeine, you're going to get triple whammy by drinking the energy drink. So anything that you know that coffee can cause nervousness, increase heart rate, and so on and so forth, can occur in a more serious way with energy drink. So in that sense, it's bad.
Wow. And I'm glad that I stopped drinking them.
He used to have an
morning.
energy drink in fact, I think we need to actually congratulate you, Benny, because it was an addiction almost. Every morning, if he didn't get it, he was very irritable.
Yes.
That's the negative side of energy drink. Apart from giving you the immediate boost and side effect, it also can become toxic and cause death, emergency room visits, and it can be addictive. So stopping it becomes a problem.
Okay, first question I want to pose, because you mentioned it being a triple whammy compared to coffee. The average person that drinks coffee doesn't drink 1 cup a day though. They drink numerous cups. They'll start with their first cup to wake up, their second cup when they get in the office, and by the time they've hit the third or fourth, you have the same effect. So is there a correlation between, I mean, we know it's both high caffeine intake, but what would you say is better for you, if there is one that is better
in terms of
the numerous amounts of cups of coffee or the one energy drink?
The average coffee, even brewed coffee, which has much more caffeine, only about 180 milligrams that you get. In an energy drink, a can of Red Bull can contain as much as 400 milligrams. So the issue is the immediate impact.
Right.
If you spread out 2 or 2 drinks of coffee a day, each time you're taking 180 milligrams each, then you're not doing a lot of harm. But if you take 400 milligrams in an energy drink and you take more than one, definitely it's going to be trouble.
Okay, I remember a couple of months ago, I was so busy. There was so much happening. I was doing this show. I had other things I was doing. I was doing a movie. So literally, my body was just and I'm pretty energetic. But I remember it just got to a point of when I'll leave the show because I'm waking up so early and go. When we're shooting a scene in between, when I'm falling asleep, I'll be like, go. But I actually didn't feel good. I really didn't feel good. And the thing about it is, but it works. It works. I'm just thinking about the average person, and right now with the kind of stresses and how their lives are. When it comes to energy drinks, like maybe Benny said, they may not just be drinking one. If you get to a point of when you're consuming energy drinks, so if you're talking about 400 milligrams per can, and it's usually a tiny can or bottle, let's look at the downsides of it. How long would it take for one to feel the negative effects? Because usually when you swig one, you're good to go. Maybe in the afternoon, if you take one, you're good to go. So if you're doing maybe 3 of them a day or maybe twice a day, is it an immediate negative effect, or would that happen over prolonged usage of it?
Most of the effects of the caffeine is immediate because it's metabolized pretty quickly, so it doesn't stay in the system. I get the only side effect that I can think of in the long term would be drinking frequently and your heartbeat staying up so often. Of course, it also affects your blood pressure. When your heartbeat goes up, your blood pressure goes up. And so the effect, the answer to your question is the most dangerous are the immediate ones. The long-term lingering ones I don't think have been well documented as to people drinking it, and because they drank it for so long, you're going to have this effect. Most of the description, the emergency room visit, are all related to when you drink it immediately and the effect.
Okay, what would you say then, what's the best way to use it? Because I think energy drinks are not going to go away tomorrow or anytime soon. They're here to stay. There's every day there's a new one in the market, it seems. And obviously it's because people are buying it, selling it. And some people even drink it recreationally. They don't even know that it's just, oh, it tastes nice. I've seen people give it to children. They don't even know what it's supposed to do because it's just sweet. So how can one use it safely? What would you, as a heart specialist, what would your lung specialist, what would your recommendation be for the average person who, if they feel they need it, is it once a week enough, or is it once a month, or?
Well, this is not a tablet that you can give a prescription to 2 times a day. I mean, the first thing is to know about the dangers. Whether if you're going to use it, first of all, there are certain conditions of the heart, since this is about the heart and energy drink, that are dangerous to drink. So those people should not. If you have hypertension, especially if it's not controlled, because remember, hypertension is estimated by how fast the heart is beating and how strongly it is beating. So you multiply the rate and what is called the cardiac output. So every time your heart rate goes up, your pressure goes up. So if you have pre-existing high blood pressure and you drink this, it's dangerous. But the immediate effect could be a stroke or a heart attack. There are certain hereditary heart conditions called cardiomyopathies, in which you can drink and die immediately. And of course it can also cause seizures. So before anyone can pick up a drink and even develop a guideline, they have to be sure that they are not in a dangerous pre-existing heart condition, they've had heart attacks or something like that before they consider it. But as far as safe way of drinking it, I told you in the beginning, it's very hard to be on a program like this and be on one side of the issue, because obviously something is dangerous. It's hard to recommend take it this way. You and me would prefer, as your co-host has done, not to take it at all. But I think students know that if you're in the middle of an exam and you need to stay up at night to study and you want to read a little bit more, you want to take one a day. One a day is not shown to be very dangerous. More than 2, then you get into the danger zone. That's about the only recommendation I can make.
Okay. Now, when it comes to, we mentioned now that people with high blood pressure or susceptible to stroke should not drink energy drinks. Obviously, pregnant women as well. Who are the other people or categories of people that you would say should avoid drinking energy drinks at all costs?
There are conditions of the heart we call palpitation. People who have irregular heartbeat or arrhythmias that we know even ordinary caffeine can make your heart beat fast or can precipitate the attacks. Since I've been here for 6 months, I've had like 4 or 5 very bad cases who came all the way here, and really she fainted. So the people who have the medical term is called paroxysmal supraventricular tachycardia. Can you remember that?
No, but I'm going to ask you to repeat it.
Let's start again.
Anyway, so common term is PSVT. If you have PSVT and your heart beats irregularly, sometimes it goes away, it comes back, you are a candidate. If you have thyroid disease, which causes heartbeat to speed up, and you drink coffee, it's going to precipitate more attack, and so on. So there are not many, anything that is related to dangerous for the heart to be beating fast and causing you a major problem, it's a case for you to avoid drinking this altogether.
What about you said there's a lot of high sugar content as well, so does that mean that diabetics should avoid?
Yes, you're absolutely right. Yes, diabetics should avoid it too, because the sugar content is, not all of them, but now they have what is called diet energy.
Aspartame,
saccharin, and
yes,
all those other things.
So
sugar substitutes.
There may be some that may not have sugar but may have substitute.
Now, what about the energy drinks? And now, like you said, trying to reform themselves so slightly. You've got the ones that have no sugar, the ones that claim that they have no caffeine, but they're injecting them with guarana, taurine, and other ones. Is it possible to have a healthy option of an energy drink?
No, guarana is broken down into caffeine in the body.
So it's not caffeine.
It's not direct caffeine.
But it turns into
caffeine. So that's the story. So
they sold us the raw one, and it's being refined in
That's right.
People are cruel.
And then there is a group of chemicals that are called methylxanthines. Some of these things may not even be caffeine, but the molecule as a methylxanthine is almost like coffee. So they do all the things that the coffee will do. So
you say does that lead into methamphetamines?
No.
I just want to know, was it because originally with Coca-Cola, there was cocaine
in it. Back in the day.
And cola,
the actual cola nut itself. Yeah,
there was a big case in I think 1916 or so, and they struck it down. They couldn't use cocaine anymore.
I just, it's kind of funny, I'm sorry, but just think that all those years ago that people were drinking
walking around getting
cocaine. Times, we thank God times have moved on. All right, in terms of energy drinks, I said I've seen children drinking it. I've seen parents kind of just drink something, they'll give it to kids. If it's alcohol, it comes with a warning, you're not supposed to drink. Whether it's most places legal age of consent is 18 for alcohol. However, if as we know to a certain degree that energy drinks can have an effect on the heart and certainly is a stimulant, and someone's giving it to a 3-year-old, but yet they're not necessarily aware. What advice do you say to parents, in particular, to at least keeping their children safe? And we know it's not so dangerous, quote unquote, but yet it could be dangerous if I'm to use the right terminology for kids. What advice do you give to parents?
I think you take energy drink for a reason, to boost yourself, to keep you going and all that. I don't know what a 3-year-old needs a boost for.
But the problem is they're not giving it to them because their children need a boost. They're giving it to them because it tastes nice.
Yeah.
Kids like things. Children like things that taste nice. They don't know that it's supposed to give a boost, and some children too.
At a children's party, you pass the cancer.
Thank you. I've seen it happen many times.
Most parents want their kids to go to sleep so they can have some rest. This thing keeps you awake.
You know what happens sometimes? They used to do this.
The reverse effect.
The reverse effect. Now, when you give kids sugary drinks, Fanta, Coca-Cola, then you see them for like 5-10 minutes, they're running around. Then all of a sudden they slow down and they just fall. Maybe it's the same thing, shortcuts.
But you mentioned a subject that I think we should quickly go over. This is energy drink and alcohol.
Yes.
It's a dangerous combination. One is a stimulant and one is a depressant. Yeah. So you can drink energy drink and imbibe a lot of alcohol and not be aware how much alcohol you drank. So this is a dangerous combination, and it should be considered when anyone wants to drink energy drink, not to combine it with too much alcohol, because the effect of the alcohol may not be readily obvious.
All right. Well, Doc, we've actually come to the end of the segment, but thank you ever so much for coming in once again. Always entertaining when you come in, always educating as well. So thank you. This has been Dr. Ann Korbia.